Welcome back to the Stories of Northern Life podcast, brought to you by the Sault Ste. Marie Museum. I'm your host, Nicole, and today I'm bringing you some stories I found from haunted sites around the city. Sorry for missing the release of last week's episode. Sorry, the ghosts ate it. Just kidding. But if you have any stories of hauntings or local legends, please consider sharing them with us. You can either email them to me, Nicole at SaultMuseum.ca, and that's Sue, SAULT. So Nicole at SaultMuseum.ca. We also have a private Facebook group called Haunted Histories of the Sault. If you would like to join, you can share your stories there with us and even post them anonymously. So today, as I said, we will be looking at some reportedly haunted sites around the Sault. And so these are stories that I have been able to find online. So let's start with the old hospitals, as they are the perfect spot for haunted stories. First off, we have the General Hospital that was built in 1898 and run by the Grey Sisters. It has several haunted stories, both while in operation and after. Apparently, on 2Y at the end of the hallway by the window, a figure was often seen. And when the hospital was abandoned, people would see figures and hear footsteps. At their Plummer Memorial Hospital that moved to its site in 1920, the A Wing, which is the oldest remaining structure, was opened in 1929. And it's the same thing as with the General Hospital. There's some stories of hauntings before and some after it was closed. Staff and patients would sometimes feel a presence near them or walking in the hallways. When it was converted into condos, the reports have been less, but one person apparently felt someone touch their shoulder in an empty hallway. The Sault Ste. Marie Paranormal Research Group, which is now disbanded, I believe, reported that staff at both hospitals claimed to feel cold spots, hear voices, and see figures. Now, this next location has the most reported hauntings. I'm not sure what building pops up to your mind when you think the most haunted site in Sault Ste. Marie, but this one was a bit of a surprise, but also at the same time not. And if you were thinking the Windsor Park Hotel, then you are correct. I guess after haunted hospitals, haunted hotels are the next most popular type of haunting. So here are these stories. A former staff member from the 1990s reported they felt something on the 4th floor. Another person reported that they found the 2nd floor to be the creepiest. The 2nd floor was unrenovated when they were in there, and it looked as if you stepped back in time, but also to somewhere abandoned and dusty. They had a bad feeling in the entire hotel. Hauntedplaces.org has reports that the elevator malfunctions and buttons are pressed on their own. They report claims of footsteps, cold spots, and electrical anomalies. Another former employee reported that a young woman died or was killed on the 2nd floor and haunted it, and thus the hotel was unable to rent out anything on that 2nd floor. On the 4th floor, a ghost also lurked. He died of an apparent gas leak in the early days of the hotel. When he is near, you can smell cigar smoke and hear whistling. These are a few of the haunted stories. Many people simply have said that they have similar experiences and simply agree with the other reports. Lastly, we have some hauntings from Hiawatha. Here we have the story of the White Lady. Many people have heard stories of her, but who she is, we don't really know. TorontoGhosts.org have a report that reads, quote, local reports state a number of occurrences seeing an apparition of a white lady, named this because she appears dressed in a white frilly nightgown near the two falls and also at the swimming pond. Stories of hearing footsteps on the boardwalk area, being touched by the apparition, and hearing her speak softly. Still under investigation, end quote. So there are some stories of haunted sites around the city. I know this episode is a little bit shorter than normal, but we don't have a lot of reports of haunted buildings around here or haunted sites. There are a lot of reports on private homes being haunted, but I didn't feel that it was quite appropriate to share them here as they are people's private residences. Still, anyway, I hope you found this episode enjoyable. And this is the last episode in our Halloween 2024 series. And again, if you have any of your own stories, legends, anything that you might have heard, please consider sharing them with us, even if it is something really small, just to have those extra reports to add them in our archives does mean a lot. So please consider sharing them. You can email me or join that Facebook called Haunted Histories of the Sault and share them there. We will be back next week with more stories of Northern life. So thanks for listening. Bye.
Have you been to your local museum lately? Visit us at the Sault Ste. Marie Museum, located in downtown Sault Ste. Marie, the one with the big clock tower on the top. Our hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday. We have 3 floors of exhibits that we constantly work on updating. The whole family is welcome, as we have activity sheets and scavenger hunts with prizes for every kiddo, a discovery gallery full of hands-on learning, and more interactive elements scattered throughout the museum. And don't forget to come say hi and let us know you're a listener of the podcast.
Hi, I'm J.L. Fizzell, and I write and publish poetry inspired by nature and the art of being human. These are some of my words. If you're lucky enough, you've got someone special in your life that you can go to when things aren't so great, and they're there for you in the ways that you need them to be. So this poem is dedicated to all those people out there, especially my own. It's called A Broken Midnight, and you'll find it in my 4th book, Human Nature. Thank you for all the nights where you held my broken pieces as I searched my mind for glue. I hope that you know that I'll always be there to do the same for you. I hope that this poem took you somewhere inside yourself that you needed to go. You can listen to my story here on the Stories of Northern Life podcast. Links are in the show notes.